Oh, it's the third one for the hip joint. This one's lying down flat on your floor, and knees together, and move left and right. Breathe in when you're lifting up. Exhale. In, out, in, out. When it's really tight, you will feel the pullingness here. If this is uncomfortable, you can leave the legs open to that as well. This is actually really good because you twist a bit, turn a little bit more. So you should do both, feet together and legs about shoulder width. If one side is tight, just go to that side and then give hand and resist. And let go, resist. Let go. If you have a partner, it's really good for the partner to just put your hands and you resist against it. And then the other side as well. And then you will see, you feel. So you do in this angle, but also in this. See? And then the other way. If I see showing this way, so you can do it at the far corner and also close corner to push that direction. Make sure you're always connected to your core, because you don't want to just have a mobility in your joint. You have to have a strong muscle, connective muscle, to support the flexible body. If you just have hypermobility, it's useless for athletes. We have to have a strong body to support the mobile joint. And then you probably feel the difference. And the next step, challenging to take the video, isn't it? One foot over the other leg. Can you see it? It's like this, but you straighten. Then you go up and down. So you can see that from there you are moving the joint. So you really work on this tendon, and that's the muscle. You can see that connects all the way to the knee, and that's all to the knee as well. Okay, and again you can put a hand and then go against it to strengthen. And also stretch. Resist, stretch. When the hand is not strong enough, or then you can put a weight. Or for example, I've got this iron thong. So, and that just not too heavy, because you don't want to overstrain, put too much weight too soon. And make sure you connect the breath. But it's very important, particularly if you're doing high kicks and yokogeri and stuff. If these muscles are not strong, and if you do the speedy high kick repetitively, it can get torn very easily. So, particularly if you're flexible. Alright, so it's same as the other side. If there is a position that it feels really tight or a bit painful, but beyond, if you slow it down and goes away, and that's the time, that's the place that you have the bit of connective tissue been damaged. So that's the place you really want to stretch it gently, but also want to strengthen. So just before that goes to the really tender part, that's where you go for resistance. And let go. And your mobility will change quite immediately. So if you can, you've got a weight there, or like bag with bean bag or something like that, that gives a bit of weight. And it's stable, in a very stable manner. it acts as human body, and it's a really good way to train in your own pace. And make sure that you don't want to use that. Problem about legs is that we tend to use the leg muscle only, but you got to use your glute, you got to use the core, because all the hip joints, we often focus on the quad a lot, particularly karatekas. We're little enough to know what muscle we should be really working on, but every kick should be connecting with the glute, and that supports the movement with your core and with the psoas, and that helps the hip joint to move, and that lifts the leg. If you're really relying on all the weight of the leg to be pulled with the quads or side kick with only that part, this gets really tight. But if you connect from the glute and core, the upper body can pull the weight of the leg, and that prevents injuries and also strengthen the amount of power you can generate. And then last of the hip joint exercise, so you've done it from the upper, now we go into the back, and then I hope you can, I got enough space here. Yeah, it's not enough space, so it's straight down and it goes that way and to the other way. Good masseurs or physio, they will always check the mobility of your hip joint. Okay, so if one side usually is more stiffer than another, and then we won't be able to, not shifting a hip, but to be able to move the leg as freely as possible. And then if one side is, you just want to go a bit more, give a weight or resistance, and you go against it. And once again, don't try to use your knee or only this part of the leg to resist, but you connect with the entire thigh and core, particularly hara, tanden, and all to your back as well. And then tense and release, tense and release, tense and release. And you can do the other way, push against that way and release, push against and release, push against, release. Once again, if your hand is not strong enough or not enough, give a tiny bit of weight. Don't put too much because you can damage yourself. But then you just move slowly. Oh, that one didn't stay very long. You can put the weight on your ankle as well, but be careful, you have to start with a very light weight, particularly if you're not flexible. That just give a bit of resistance. And then ideally speaking, the mobility of your left leg, so like a wind wiping action of your left leg and right leg are the same, then you are a lot more imbalanced within your body. And then also when you execute a kick, you can feel almost the same when you execute left leg or right leg. That's what we want to aim for. Of course, we always have a better side, but let's try to aim for it. Os.